Hi, and welcome to my low intensity workout. So, this workout is designed for beginners, going over basic movements, and for those who just are getting started at working out. So, we're going to begin lying on our back all the way down, warming up our core first. We're going to go into a modified dead bug, bringing right leg tabletop, left leg to meet, and your arms over chest center. Make sure that your arms or your shoulder blades are down into the mat and you're pulling your stomach down into the ground. Your knees are over your hips, okay? Arms over chest. So you're going to begin with your right arm reaching overhead. So inhale the arm overhead and exhale back to center. Inhale left arm over and exhale back to center. Go to right leg reach out in front. So notice my leg didn't go low. It's just reaching out in front of you, straightening out the leg, and then pulling that leg back. Left leg reach and pull. So back to the right arm and back to center. Left arm and right leg and left leg. You want to work on keeping your back flat into the mat during this movement pattern. So really ensuring that you're pulling your belly button into the spine, pushing into the mat or into the ground as much as you can. Inhale the arm and right leg and left leg. Right arm, left arm, right leg and left leg. So if you're starting to feel more comfortable during this movement, your leg can start to reach a little further. Make sure, again, your back is not lifting off of the ground. Arms are straight and strong. Leg reach and pull. Leg reach and pull. Good. And we're going to do another round here. So right leg and left leg. One more time all the way. Right arm and left arm. Right leg and left leg. And release it all the way down. Keeping your feet flat, we're going to go into an isometric crunch. So again, making sure that your back is pushing down into the mat. I'm going to interlace my fingertips behind my head just to keep some support on my neck. You're going to lift from the rib cage, pulling up and in, pulling your rib cage down towards your pelvis, pulling and lifting and holding. So you're just going to hold this movement. Isometric means hold. You're going to hold and pull in through the center, pushing your back down into the ground. Focus on your breath and just hold this crunch. Your feet are down into the ground and you're lifting from your chest. And again, your rib cage is pulling down to the pelvis, crunching from your waistline. Focus again, breathing, inhale and exhale. Couple more seconds here. Lift a little higher and relax it all the way back down. So one more movement pattern here as we're on our back is going to be a modified scissors. So your upper body stays down. Again, excuse me, the focus is going to be pushing into the mat. Your legs are going to go straight up to ceiling. If your legs cannot straighten all the way, that's fine. Keep them slightly bent. The movement is still happening from our center and from our hip here. So you're not going to be bending from the knee in this move. You're going to lower your right leg slightly in front of the left. Lower it down towards the ground. And then right back up. So notice I'm not going far. I'm keeping my movement very small. My range of motion is very small. My leg lowers slightly in front of the other and then comes back to meet at the center. Inhale it lower, exhale to center. Again, I'm pushing into the mat. My core is pulling in down to the ground, so you're not lifting and arching in your low back. So if you want to keep your fingertips here, it's a nice gauge to see if that's happening or not. Couple more here, right to left. Very good. Again, you're meeting at center. And if your knees are bent, that's okay. Your movement's still happening from your core as you're pulling in through the center. and then bend the knees, relax. I'm going to turn over into plank. We're going to go into a forearm plank. Elbows underneath the shoulders. And we're going to do this plank on our knees. So on your knees, your feet are down, your hands are apart, and your hips are low. And just focus on your breath. We have 20 seconds holding here. Again, your neck is not falling down to the ground. Push up out of the shoulder blades, pushing into our center. So your core is holding you, not your arms. Try to stay out of that upper body. Focus all through your breathing. Neck in line with the spine. And we're off. Take a break. Very good. So take a second here. We're going to do that whole round again. So starting with our modified dead bug. So lying down on your back. And just roll it down. Bring your legs back into a 90-degree tabletop position. And then bring your arms over chest center. Right arm reach. And left arm reach. Right leg reach. Left leg reach. Again, push your core, push your stomach down into the ground. If you feel like your back is lifting off of the ground, make sure your legs are going straighter up to the ceiling, not as far down to the ground. Focus again on breath. And really pull your belly button down into the spine as you move. We're going to go one more time around, right and left, and right and left, and bringing the legs down. Next to our isometric crunch, we're going to lift and hold. Feet down on the ground. Again, push your back into the mat. You're crunching from the center, flexing the spine up. You want to gaze towards your knees, maybe just a little above. So you're not crunching and pulling your neck down. You want to lift from your chest, pushing down into the ground. Again, this is just a hold. So you're holding to really feel those abdominals. They might be shaking. That's a good sign. We're working the right muscles. Focus again on breathing, holding. And relax it down. Legs go straight up to center for our modified scissor again here. Again, if your legs cannot go straight, keep them bent, but you're still moving from your hip joint, lowering and lifting. Keeping your back flat. Like I said, keep your hands behind your back. That will help gauge how far your legs can go or should go. Remember, keep your back down. And if you can go lower, that's fantastic. Go lower, but just keep your back flat. Inhale and exhale with each move. Let's do one more each side. And return. One more time on that plank on our forearms. And on our knees. Hips are low. Again, out of the shoulder blades, pull into the center. And focus on the breath. Neck in line. You're going to look down to the ground. You don't want to look up and impinge the neck. So again, look down, but keep your chin tucked back. About 10 seconds to go here. Back flat. You shouldn't feel an arch. And rest. Great job. Let's do one more round of our warm-up. Modified dead bug. All the way down. Keeping the back flat, lift the legs. Arms are up, but shoulders are down. Inhale, right arm. And left. Right leg. And left. Inhale. Left, right arm, left arm, right leg, back flat, left leg. One more time around, right arm and left arm, right leg and left leg. Excellent job. Into our isometric crunch. Keeping our feet flat and our back down, lift and hold. Just hold it here. Again, pushing down into the ground, gazing over your knees. Lifting from the center, pulling the rib cage closer to the pelvis. So try not to pull on your neck. Again, you're lifting from the ribs, pushing down into the ground. Shaking is good, means you're working the right muscles. Waking them up. Excellent, keep it going. 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, and return all the way down. Arms down by your sides, legs up to center. Lower right, lower left. Again, keep your back down. So fingers in behind your back to make sure you're not moving as you lower and lift. Lower from your center. So really focus in on that connection with your leg, lowering and lifting into your core. Again, don't go too low, but if you can go lower, that's great. Maintaining the spine control. Let's do one more each side. And rest. One more time for our plank on our knees. And then we'll move on. All right, here we go. Hips are down. Push up out of the upper back. Up and shoulders. Hold it here. Focus on your breath. We have about 15 seconds. Hands are apart. Core is tight. Pull the belly button to the spine. 3, 2, and rest. Great job. All right, let's go ahead and go into some bridging. So we're going to come, again, back onto our back here for some bridges. Bridges are a great way to activate our glute muscle. So your arms are down by your sides. You're going to roll and lift through the spine, lifting and squeezing into your glutes. Now, it's really important that we're not lifting so high that we're going into extension of our low back. You're in a neutral spine position, so that means you have your natural curvature. Your hips are fully extended at the top, but we're not here. We're here, okay? Pulling the ribs in and down to the pelvis. You have energy through the front of the thighs, and you're squeezing and activating your glutes. Go ahead and lower the hips down. So you can roll it down one vertebra at a time, mobilizing through the spine, and then go ahead and lift and roll it back up into your bridge. We're going to do a bridge. So we did a mobilization. We're going to now just lower our hips down in one. So you're going to lower hips down, keeping the neutral spine, my pelvis lowered, and then I'm going to lift right back up. Again, I'm not going too high. I'm still active through my center. And then I'm going to lower. It's not a big move. And then lift. Very specific move from our hips dipping down, keeping neutral spine position, and then lifting right back up. Good. Let's do about 5 more, just like that. Arms can be down by your side. Again, keep your chest wide and open here. And 4, lift, lower down. 3, lower. 2, lower, lift. 1, and bring it, roll it down all the way. Take a little break here. You should feel energy again through the glutes. Feel some blood flow, some burning. Feels good. And we're going to do another round of 10. So this time, we're going to lift straight up. So find that neutral position where you have a small space under the low back. You're going to lift and squeeze the glutes. Now we lower lift for 10 and 9, 8, lower lift, 7, lower lift, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, hold it a little longer. Hold it, lift, hold it, squeeze. Feet are flat, but energy through the heels, squeezing through the glutes, and then lower all the way down. Again, take a little break here. March it out, shake it out. Blood flow. All right, last round of 10. Go ahead and find the neutral position. Engage the core. Lift and hold. And lower for 10. And 9. And lower lift. 8. 7. Doing great. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hold it here. Squeeze it a little longer. Energy push through those heels. Again, activated through the center. And then lower it down. Great job. Let's roll it on up. And we're going to come into some standing balancing work. So balance, very important for everyday movements, of course. So we're going to start with a single leg balance reach. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. I'm going to start with the modified, the easiest way, and then we can add if we feel more comfortable. So I'm going to start on my right side. My knee is slightly bent. I'm not locked out on the knee. So slightly bend in the knee, just to keep it soft and energy through the muscles. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to reach it back. My toe is still on the ground on my left side, pushing through the heel on the right. I'm going to lift my left leg up, lower it back down, bring it back to meet my right leg. My left leg moves to the lateral to the side. I'm still on the ground. I'm going to lift off the ground, lower it, and then bring it back to center. I'm trying to balance mostly on my right side without falling over. As I move my leg forward now, lift off the ground, and then bring it back to center. So let's do that again. You're going to reach your left leg back, lift, and bring it back to center. Reach it lateral, lift, and bring it back to center. Reach in front, lift, and then bring it back to center. So essentially, we want to do this more fluidly. You're going to reach and lift, bring it back. Reach lateral, lift, and bring it back. Reach center, lift, and bring it back. So really focus on your balance when you're going through the movement on the right side. Trying to not put our left leg down as much. Moving through without touching. Of course, if we can't balance, just keep your foot down onto the ground. Lift lateral slightly. Bring it back to center. Forward, lift, and then lower and back to center. We're going to do one more full round here. Lateral lift, center, center, front, and lift. Very good. On to the left side. Balancing on my left leg. Soft knee here. I'm going to go onto my right, reaching it back, lift, bring it back to center. Going lateral, lift, and to center. Front, lift, and then back to center. Reaching it back, lift and squeeze. Bring it to the center, bring it to the side, lift, forward, reach, and lift. Back, lift, side, reach, forward, lift. Good. So again, try to balance on the left side as you move, less touching on the ground on the right. And back and lift, center, lift, forward, lift, and back. Notice my hands are on my hips for extra balance. It helps me keep my pelvis still as well, so we're not shifting and rotating as we move. And back and lift, and side and lift, and forward and lift. One more time here. Back, side, and center. Excellent job. We're going to do one more round of our single leg balance reach. So back onto the right side. My left leg goes back, lifts, center. Also, to help with balance here, it's always good to spot on something. So find something that you can focus on, and then that way you're not losing that balance. Your core also engaged as you go through the movement. And front, back, lift, side, lift, and front lift. Or back, side, front, right? So this is our advanced part of this move. And lift, reach, 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 and reach. Excellent job. Onto the left. Back, lift, side, lift, front, lift. Again, your left leg is soft. Your knee is slightly bent, so you're not hyperextending the knee. Back, lift, side, lift, front, lift. And let's go ahead and try it without. Reach, reach, reach. Back, side, front. Back, side, front. Back, side, front. Excellent job. Very good with our warm-up. So we've done some core work, glute work, balancing work. Let's go into our exercises. So we are going to go through our 4 exercises, 3 rounds. So we're going to go slowly, just kind of make sure we're doing everything properly. Squats. Squats are going to be hip width apart. When you do a squat, you want to act like you're going to be going into a chair. So you're going to be sitting your hips back. Your knees go behind your toes and your upper body hinges forward. Your back stays flat and your chest is lifted. You're going to squat and then stand all the way back up. When you stand, make sure you're not hyperextending your knee if you're prone to hyperextension. But you want to extend fully from the hips. So that means that your hips are fully forward. You're going to squat down, knees behind the toes, your core is engaged. My back is flat, chest is lifted, so I'm supporting everything as I stand all the way back up. 10 of those. So that's 8, 7. Very good. 6, 5, 4. Don't worry on how low you go. It's really about the energy you're feeling through your legs, pushing through the heels. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Our next exercise is going to be a push-up on our knees, or you can always do this on the wall if this is too challenging. I'm going to come onto my knees. I'm going to bring my hands wide over my shoulders. I'm going to make sure my fingers are spread and pushing into the ground, and I'm going to bring my head over my hands so my shoulders are away from my ears. My knees are down, my feet are down. When I bend my arms, I'm not going to bend in, and I'm not going to bend my elbows out. They're going to be neutral back, and then I'm going to push back off the ground. My chest goes down, my hips go down, and I'll push off the ground. Inhale it down, and exhale. You don't want your neck to fall. Try to keep your neck lifted in line with the spine as you move, and push. That was 3. Again, focus on your core too. So you're working as one. Your whole body lowers and lifts. Again, you don't have to go far. We can go here. That's perfectly fine. You're moving, and that's all that matters. 3, 2, and 1. And very good. Let's stretch it out here in a nice child's pose stretch. Couple deep breaths. And we'll move on. Going into our stationary lunges. A lunge is another very functional exercise. So our right leg goes in front. Our left leg goes behind. Your left heel is lifted off of the ground. You want to make sure your hips are level here, okay? You don't want to be twisted with your left hip, the left leg back, twisted open. You want to make sure everything is forward towards the front. So my hips are forward towards the front. My right leg is in front. I'm going to bend in my right knee and make sure my knee is staying behind my toe. Go down into a stationary lunge. So I'm holding here, and then I'm going to stand right back up. My left knee is going straight down to the ground, and I'm bending 90 degrees in the front leg as well. 2, lower it down, and lift. 3. I bring my hands onto my hips to make sure my hips are facing front. So my front is going to be this direction. Down and up. That's 4. Tight through the center. Down and up. 5. Halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Step it forward. So onto the left side. Step the right leg back onto the right toe. Making sure your right hip isn't turning open. You're going to make sure everything's, again, facing forward. You're going to lunge it down. Make sure, again, your knee is behind your left toe. Bend down, and then stand right back up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it forward. Great job with our stationary lunges. One more exercise of this round are going to be triceps on the ground. So these can be very challenging, so we will just do what we can. Your hands, you're going to be on your hips. Your hands are behind you, palm or fingertips facing forward. Shoulders are down and back. You're going to lift your hips off the ground. You're going to lower your hips back onto the ground. Bending the arms back. Push and lift your hips off the ground. And then bend and lower the hips on back to the ground. And lift. 3 and lower. 4 and lower. 5, lower. My arms are bending each time I come down to the ground, bending back, and then press, lift. Again, watch the hyperextension when you lift off of the ground. My arms, my joints tend to hyperextend, so I have to be very careful when I lift all the way up in my knees and in my elbows. Here we go. Last one here. Lift and lower. Excellent job. Let's go back to our squats. So our squats, remember, feet in line with our hips, and we're going to just move straight down, hinging at the hips and right back up. Let me turn to the side so you can see. My back goes down. I hinge, but I stand tall, lift from the chest. So again, watch the hyperextension of the knee as I stand fully at the top. My knees tend to hyperextend, so really I have to be careful as well. 4, down and up. That's 5, down and up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Push-ups on our knees. Hands are wide, pushing into the ground. On your knees, and remember, head over hands, your shoulders are away from your ears. Pull the chin up and in. On the knees, you're going to bend the elbows back, but not in and not out. And then return. That's 2. Hips go with you. 3. Don't leave them up in the air. 4, 5, 6. I like to gaze ahead of me. 7. It keeps my neck in neutral, not up, not down, but just straight in front of me. That's halfway. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Oh, sit back, child's pose. Great job. Push-ups are challenging. Coming into our stationary lunge. Starting on the right side here. Split stance on the toe, hips are forward. Chest wide, shoulders down. Again, you're bending and making sure you're bending your knee behind your toe. 2, 3, left hip in line with the right hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Excellent job. And 10. On to the other side here. Hips are level. Chest wide, shoulders back again. Bend. Make sure your knee is not going over your left toe. And that's 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Great job. Excellent. Onto our tricep dips. All the way down here. Fingertips facing in. I'm going to bend my elbows down, lift the hips up off the ground, and then return. 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, and down. 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. We're going to do one more round. You can do this. We'll start with our squats again here. And again, feet in line with our hips. Make sure that your chest is wide. And when you're going down, your knees are not going over your toes. Right? 2. Watch the hyperextension again. 3. Chest wide. Back flat. We're not rounding as we squat. Stay nice and wide through the chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Push-ups, last round. Here we go. Nice wide hands. Neck neutral, shoulders away from the ears, head over hands. Bend and press. Hips go with you. Core tight. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, excellent. Coming back up to standing for lunges. Right leg forward, left leg back, onto the toe, hips front, chest wide. Bend, make sure that knee is not going over the toe. Push through the heel of the right foot. That's 3. We got 4, and 5, 6. Notice my knee is going straight down to the ground. 9, and 10. And then let's go ahead and switch legs. I actually like to call these a step squat because we're not really lunging anywhere on this. We're doing a step back, and then we're just kind of bending our knees down to the ground. Knee behind the toe, push through the heel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last round of tricep dips. Again, palms here. Watch the hyperextension. Lower, bend, and lift. Bend, 2, bend, 3, lower, lift. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent job. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day.